Hello everyone, I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer. Welcome back to another video. Now this is a very different video. It's not a gaming video at all. It's actually a video explaining how the place I live, how it perceives alcohol. And this is an interesting thing because not everywhere in America perceives alcohol the same way. But we're just going to talk about where I live and how everyone here perceives alcohol. And we're actually going to start off with something that actually goes all the way around America, which is alcohol is very, very commercialized. It is like in America you have cars. Cars are like the number one freaking American luxury. And then you have kind of alcohol and religious items basically. That's kind of the kind of sectors, the kind of top areas of just commercialization of products. And so alcohol is like the main thing in America, one of the main things, which is kind of why we have problems sometimes, but I don't really know the statistics on problems, but it's the main thing. And there's so much different types of stuff, right? Like you walk into a grocery store, because now where I live, grocery stores can sell alcohol. You don't need to just do a full-on liquor store. The grocery stores themselves have like more than just one aisle dedicated to alcohol. It's like 4 aisles, and it's in a special section, because it's alcohol, whatever. So they set up their own alcohol sections. It's crazy, and it's stuff like different wines. You got your wines, your beers, and your hard alcohols. Your liqueurs, all that stuff. They have all of it. But the reason why alcohol is very commercialized is because it is a main attraction in the United States in a party sense. You usually have places, movie theaters don't really do it, but there's places where it's like, oh, you come here and there's like a bar or an alcohol menu or something, right? Or usually you go out and get a beer over some kind of, maybe you had a falling out with a friend. You talk over it with a beer. That's kind of what alcohol is. It's the party thing. It's the party, it's the thing of choice for parties, Everywhere you go, you got beer pong in the frat houses, right? You take alcohol, literally turn it into a game. Then you have kids smuggling alcohol into high school parties, right? I mean, it's like this thing that is everywhere. You can't get away from it. I am pretty sure over half the population started drinking alcohol before they were 21. It might not have been like, oh, I'm a chronic drinker. I drink every day or every weekend. It's like, yeah, I'm at a party, I got alcohol, I'm underage, but this is a family party, and my family's just like, yeah, you're an adult, drink too. Pretty sure more than half Americans have done that. Which kind of leads into the next thing, which is if you're drinking alcohol, you're mature. That's really what it is. It's one of those signs of maturity things, alcohol is, because alcohol can mean a variety of reasons in America. It can just symbolize a variety of things. You have the party alcohols, right? You have the kind of, let's go to a bar and hang out with my friends kind of alcohol. But then you have the more expensive alcohols. Stuff like Cherry Bounce is kind of expensive because it takes time to age. Champagnes, all sorts of stuff. That's really a status symbol in America. Is what kind of expensive alcohols do you have? You're serving beer at this party. What's in your liquor cabinet? I'm more interested in that. It's a symbol of status, right? Oh, this is a vintage rum that I got from Puerto Rico. This is a French wine, right? And in America, we have, California wines and different types of moonshines and beers, but there's no real centralized, like, this is an American drink. It's just like, it's alcohol. Whatever, Yeah, there's some American beers that Americans prefer to drink, right? But other than that, stuff like wines and hard liquor, yeah, it doesn't matter what country it comes from because it's alcohol. And it might get you, buzzed or drunk or whatever. And that actually leads into another thing, which is alcohol. There's 2 sides to alcohol in this country. There's the party and drunk side, and then there's the I'm going to taste this drink because alcohol, has a different taste than every other drink because of the alcohol in it and the way that they, mix stuff up. It's expensive stuff, right? Alcohol can be very expensive, and alcoholic drinks are either, your party thing or your tasting thing. There is no real in between in terms of I'm going to taste this, and if it's good, I'm going to get drunk off it. There's one or the other. Very flip-sided, very much. I haven't met a lot of people that are in the middle of the road on that. But that kind of leads into the other thing, which is kind of new to America since about 2014, which is alcohol's new contender, which is marijuana. And this is just off of my own research. Marijuana seems healthier and more useful than alcohol because, alcohol, you have not only, the drinking, partying side, but alcohol, the drinking alcohol gets you drunk, and then if you drink enough of it, it kills you. But it knocks you out before you can drink enough to kill you, unless you just chug it down, right? So that's kind of like a weird safety thing. But it also it helps numb you down. Alcohol can numb you down to, clean up wounds and stuff. That's what they did. They'd give you whiskey in the olden days so you wouldn't pay attention to the pain, right? But it can kill your liver and severely damage your brain. Okay? So that's, brain, vital organ, right? And if you come back from alcoholism, your brain is damaged, right? Then you get to marijuana. Marijuana is a drug that really kind of makes you happier in a sense that alcohol makes you more sensitive in your emotions and more lively. Marijuana does the opposite, where it makes you more chill and, less. It still like lowers your reflexes like that, but it kind of lessens out you're like, what's up, man? As opposed to alcohol, it's like, what's up, man? Two very different sides, right? Alcohol can also cause you to be violent. Weed can cause you to go to sleep, basically. Alcohol does that too. But weed, you can get addicted to smoking marijuana, but at this point in time, it's impossible to take a lethal dose unless you just have someone injecting it into you like crazy. And it's really easy to get unaddicted from marijuana as opposed to alcohol. Now, of course, there's exceptions like everything, right? And you know what? That's okay. There's exceptions to everything, but marijuana can also damage your lungs depending on how you take it. And so you really have to pick, if you had to pick one or the other to overdose on, you have to basically pick between your lungs and your brain power. So it's a very interesting dynamic. Right now, alcohol is the ruling class of drug that Americans prefer, as opposed to marijuana. By the way, marijuana can get you some great plant fibers to make stuff. But as of right now, alcohol is the ruling class of party drug. That's just because there's been a lot of anti-marijuana stuff. You know how, you have irrational fears of stuff? Like the Mayans had the irrational fear that, the world would end. We think that. Yeah, there's been irrational fears of marijuana, and not really alcohol because it's been integrated into our society for a lot longer. So it's like, oh, we understand this. Alcohol's worked for us great for the past 200 years. Weed, no. It's untested, so we're afraid of it. And I kind of think, the stigma towards alcohol is definitely biased towards alcohol. Weed, it's considered a druggy, lower classman drug. But personally, based on what I've done on my research, I would actually prefer weed be the main drug over alcohol because I think it does a little bit less damage. But that's just because I value my brain over my lungs, right? That's just me, though. I want to hear you guys' opinions in the comments. This is one where I can just summon up the flame wars of YouTube to tell me your guys' opinion. But I also want to know, for those of you who asked this question, and those of you in the international parts of the world, because I've somehow created an international audience, right? For those of you in the international parts of the world beyond America, what do you think of this? Was it helpful to you guys? Does it make you understand alcohol a little bit more? Alcohol is a very important part of American society. And if you want to talk about changing American society, if you got rid of alcohol, it would change a lot. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, tell me in the comments below too. I got a lot of comments for you guys to comment on below. Subscribe if you're new, because I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer. I suck just as bad as you do at video games, and I'll see you in the next episode, stream, or vlog. Whatever I decide to make.